Hello everybody, and welcome to this, the first unboxing video from Bad Wolf Miniatures. Today, I'm going to be showing you this. This is the latest limited edition signed diorama from Bad Wolf Miniatures, and it is called Street Fighter. This model depicts the 1984 Lotus 95T as driven by Nigel Mansell in the Monaco Grand Prix of that year. This is a 1:43 scale model and is based on a Tameo kit with custom 3D printed and laser cut pieces, and is being sold in support of UK Youth. UK Youth, a charity promoting youth mobility and access to educational and physical facilities for young people across the UK. So as you can see, the model comes nicely boxed in this cardboard packaging, all custom printed. Everything you see here has been custom printed and designed for these models. So let's get stuck into it, shall we? Open the box, lift up the lid, and as you can see, first thing we're presented with is a little leaflet. And on here you can see some examples of previous projects that we've worked on here at Bad Wolf Miniatures. For example, here is the Flying Scot, which is a limited edition of 10 dioramas which were signed by Jackie Stewart in support of Race Against Dementia. And here we have a sneak peek of the third and final part of the Mansell trilogy, which will be coming probably early in 2026. So there we are, little leaflet. Here we have a certificate of authenticity. This just confirms that this is a genuine Bad Wolf Miniatures product, and also confirms here that you can see a picture of Nigel Mansell signing the dioramas, which he did back in May 2024. When he did that, he signed 15, so that would be 3 projects each of 5. These take a long while to build, which is why we're still now just releasing the second part of this trilogy. But yeah, very exciting. He signed them at the Williams F1 Conference Centre in Grove. And as you can see here, I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera, but this card here is embossed. Again, just to make sure that you know that you're getting a genuine Bad Wolf Miniatures product. So moving then on to the model itself, we have a protective piece of foam here. Again, this is laser cut and features the Bad Wolf Miniatures artwork. And here is the model itself. Inside the box here, you can see that this model is packaged in a good thick 30mm foam. This is in order to ensure that it doesn't get damaged in transit. These have been successfully sent all around the world: Germany, the Far East, the United States of America, mainland Europe, the UK, and they're perfectly safe. So if you buy one of these from the website, you can be confident that it will arrive safe and without being damaged. The best way to take this bad boy out is to lift the foam like so. As you can see, this is also all laser cut and custom made for the housing of these models. And here we have the diorama itself. So let's lift this out. As you can see, another piece of foam in the bottom there to keep things nice and safe. Let's put the box to one side now, because the really exciting stuff's inside. So here we have it. This is the diorama. As you can see, it's again, safety during transit is of paramount importance. So this is a custom made acrylic case, and inside that is a level of plastic sheeting. The case holds the sheeting down in place over the model to make sure that nothing gets damaged or moves about in transit. So we can take this off. Let's get rid of that. And here is a piece of foam, again custom cut, laser cut to protect the model. That can come off like so. And here we have the model itself. Signed here very kindly by Nigel Mansell CBE. As I say, in support of UK Youth. The car itself, the Lotus 95T, was designed by Gerard Ducarouge for Lotus to race during the 1984 season. Car driven by, obviously, Nigel Mansell and the Italian driver Elio De Angelis. Mansell had driven for Lotus for quite some time at this time. He debuted at the 1980 Austrian Grand Prix in a third car, back in the days when third cars were allowed, and then became a full-time driver at the beginning of the 1981 season. Mansell drove alongside De Angelis for the entirety of his tenure at Lotus. He showed promise. I think he picked up a couple of podiums, I think, in his first full season in 1981. But it was a frustrating time. There were near misses, and obviously with regards to victories, Monaco 1984 probably the most famous of these. This was a race where a number of drivers began to show real promise, particularly in the challenging wet weather. This is the race famously where Ayrton Senna rose to prominence, finishing second ultimately behind Alain Prost. Before that, Stefan Bellof was also shining, the late Stefan Bellof also shining in the Tyrrell. But Mansell was the other star of the day. He, I think, started second on the grid, settled into the race before overtaking Prost to take the lead, which he held for a number of laps before infamously spinning into the barrier. However, it is said that this performance was one of the many that attracted the attention of Frank Williams, and Mansell ultimately moved there and enjoyed an enormous amount of success, and he began that move obviously the next year in 1985. With regards to the model itself, this is a 1:43 scale Tameo white metal kit. They are the market leaders by quite some way with regards to these model racing cars. They're exquisite pieces of miniature engineering. The base is made of, I think, 2mm plywood, which again has been laser cut to make sure that everything is manufactured to the finest of tolerances, because in this scale even the smallest discrepancy can make a big difference to the authenticity. The road surface has obviously got a special sort of water treatment on it, so that you can see that this is a car driving in the wet. You can see the water in the gutter to the side of the road here in Monaco, trickling down the side. You can also see the wheel tracks of these tyres, big fat tyres, bigger than they were for some time. They were shrunk, I think, for the 93 season, back in the days when they used to be big fat old tyres. These also leaving big wheel tracks again, which you can see in the water on the road surface. The spray itself is represented with this. This material is actually a cotton wool, which is thinned out as thinly as possible before then being sprayed with isopropyl alcohol, and then with a watered down mix of PVA glue to give it a degree of solidity. But this is the best way that we found to depict the water flying up off the tyres. The Armco guardrails here, which you can see, they are 3D printed in resin, and the advertising hoarding and the supporting strappings here are all made of, the hoarding is made of foil, and the belts holding it to the Armco are made of grease-proof paper. The lamppost here, which you can see, also 3D printed, and with a real metal sign at the top there, which is based on a specific scene from Monaco in 1984, which we can put on the screen for you now. This is depicting the scene as the cars climb up the hill from Sandoval up the hill towards Casino Square. So this is it, as you can see here. Street Fighter, signed by Nigel Mansell CBE in support of UK youth. Each of these pieces is individually numbered. This is piece number 5 of 6. Each of them has its own plaque with its own individual number, so you can be sure that yours is a unique piece. These have proven popular, and as I say, this is the second in a trilogy of 3 pieces. The first depicted Mansell in his 1993 Newman Haas on his way to winning the IndyCar World Championship on his first attempt. Part 2 goes back to the beginning with Mansell in the Lotus, and Part 3, which is due to be released the early part of 2026, depicts him in the Williams Renault from 1991. So something to look forward to there. But in the meantime, there are only 2 of these left now. So if you'd like to order one of these, they are available from badwolfminiatures.com. The price is £295 and they are available with free shipping worldwide. Shipping will be undertaken by a reputable international courier, FedEx, DHL, or alternatively if it's within the UK, possibly Royal Mail or Parcel Force, but obviously will be fully insured to cover any damage along the way. But as we've seen, safety of these models is absolutely paramount when it comes to transit. Just to sort of give you some extra comfort, I don't know if you can see under the base there, the car is secured to the base via a screw, and each of the 4 tyres is also glued down. This car is not going anywhere, unlike its full-scale original. So there we have it. Street Fighter, Nigel Mansell, the Lotus 95T from 1984. A precursor, if you like, to Mansell's real glory period in motorsport, but an important period in his history nonetheless, the proving of the Lion. But thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, as everybody on YouTube says, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you very much.